So I'm gonna do a walkthrough of the property as you approach from the street, just to get a better idea of the property shape and the lot layout. So this is a shared driveway between us and our neighbor, and the property starts off very narrow. It's a pie-shaped piece of property. It just gets wider as you go further down the property. It's a 0.31 acre lot on a slope. The elevation to build in this area, it needs to be 18 feet above sea level. And in order for us to meet that elevation requirement, we need to build on piers. So the property slopes down, and towards the back of the property it becomes wetlands. I think the lowest elevation where these concrete piers are in the ground is 6 foot. I believe it's 6 foot elevation there. And then the final elevation of the finished floor of the property is supposed to be 21 feet. So after we get all of the beams into position, we'll be putting some floor trusses up. And then after the 3/4 inch plywood that's going to go on top of the floor trusses, that should be your 21 foot elevation. So I've got my welder supported by a strap on the beam because my welding leads are only 8 feet long or so. Fortunately, I bought this portable welder. It can put out 160 amps, but it only weighs 18 pounds. It's used a lot by pipe fitters. This is all of the steel beams, the remainder of the steel beams that are going to be going up. There's 5 30-foot beams and 1 40-foot beam. I need to cut the 40-foot beams. It's going to be 2 separate beams. And then all these 30s will be cut to about 24. I'm hoping to have that all done within the week. This is my temporary workshop, tool storage area. And then I've got a pile of scrap lumber that I've gotten for free. I haven't had to purchase any lumber yet. I'm not looking forward to that expense. So right now I'm going to cut down all these cranes, and then once they're all down, I'm going to fabricate new cranes that I can mount on these beams and move them around to install the cross beams. Alright, so I'm cutting these beams to length. These are all the cross beams, spanning from side to side. I had to pull these beams out from these trees here so that I can flip them. So all I did was I pulled my truck up close, rigged up some chains, and to come along, and it worked like a charm. Just pulled it out a few feet. We're gonna cut it, pull it out some more, and then flip it so I can get each side of the beam. modify the cranes, mount them on the long beam. I've got these 3 cross beams are cut to length, and I'm trying to get them positioned to where we can just lift them and set them. Reconfigure the dollies so that I can get into tighter areas. So basically I just cut about 2 feet off of the width, welded everything back together. It's kind of a pain in the butt to get the beams back here, but I'm managing to do it. I had to use a come along there because it started rolling down the hill. Right here it's a little challenging, but not impossible. The goal for today is to get these last 3 beams cut. There's actually going to be 4 made out of these 3. Get these last 4 beams cut to length, shaped, dressed, staged into position. Today's Wednesday. Izzy's gonna be back from North Carolina sometime tomorrow, and the goal is to have everything ready to just hoist all of these beams in place on Friday. And Saturday we got to go back out of town. There's a lot of stuff going on.